Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to do something just a little bit differently. We're going to be dealing with Lewis scripts. Now don't freak out, okay? I know scripting might be really scary to some of you, but this is a really simple script. It's like 4 or 5 lines of code, and I'll tell you exactly what each one of them do so you can manipulate it for your own needs. Now the reason why we're going to be doing this is, suppose we're going to play Let's Pretend. You have a ton of shots. Let's say you're working on a show of 300 shots or 500 shots, and each one has to be named in a very specific format. Okay, in my case, they're DPXs, log, and they all have to be saved into a certain directory. Well, I could type all that in, and every time I create a new shot, take the saver node and find the directory, name it. That takes time. All right, when you're dealing with several hundred shots, that's a lot of time, and there's a lot of room for human error. So I wrote this script, a really simple script. So all I have to do is select the node, my saver node, run the script, and it pretty much names it for me and throws it in the correct directory. Now I'm going to give you the information so you can do the same, and you can either use it to create a button to do it for you or run the script like I do. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are in Fusion. Now, first thing we need to do is create a script, a blank script to start from. You can either go to the File menu, go down to Scripts, Edit Scripts, New Script, or stay in the top menu and go to Scripts, Edit Scripts, New Scripts. Now, the only difference between the two is where it's saved. So if you want to back your scripts up for future use or to give other people or whatever, you just gotta know where they're at. So, and that's really the difference between the two, is its location save. So, edit script, new script. We're gonna go the top menu route, and let's go ahead and call it DPX saver. Now you can make it whatever saver you want. I'm calling it DPX because I want to save out DPX, and here's the location that's going to save that script, just in case I want to back it up. All right, next thing is, hopefully you have some sort of editing program, like text editing program. You can use most any text editing program, but I would recommend Notepad++. As you can see, it brought in my DPX saver when I activated that. And the reason why I like Notepad++ for my scripting needs is, as I'm making lines, it numbers them, so it tells me which line it is if I have an error. So say like line 12 has an error, and it'll show you. So that's why I use Notepad++, and I recommend you do the same. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is put in a variable. What is a variable? It's basically a container. All right, this variable can be anything we want it to be. I'm naming it compName because this variable, I want it to pull the comp name. It's best idea to name your variables after the functions that they're going to be doing. But you can name it anything you want. I could actually name this Bob, and it doesn't matter. So, but I'm going to give it comp name because that's what I'm going to do with this once I create the string here. So the actual command for that is string.gsub, and look at that, gsub, open, close, parentheses. We'll go ahead and grab that, go inside these parentheses, so we go back one, and we're going to put stuff inside here. So it's comp : get attributes, which is short, ATRS, which is attribute, open, close, parentheses, dot comps, all capital letters, underscore name, capital N, a name. Go give myself a open, close, quotation mark, and inside that quotation mark group I'm going to do %.comp, and then come outside the parentheses, comma, space, open, double parentheses, or open, close parentheses. Okay, so basically what this is saying, this entire string, all this is saying is, hey, get the name of the comp. So that's why we put a variable here, so we don't have to rewrite this every single time. We just need to write comp name whenever we want to do this command. So that's variable 1. Second variable, we'll call it A, just because it's the first letter of the alphabet, or active if you want to be smart about it. All right, that command is comp.ActiveTool. tool. So this gives a variable whatever tool you have selected. In this case should be the saver tool. All right, so once you've selected that, it'll remember that, and that's what the A is for. It's for active tools. B, because it's the next letter in the alphabet. Again, it's a variable. I can name it whatever I want. Double quotes. All right, go in between the double quotes, and this is where we put your path that you want to save all your lovely projects in. And in my case is going to be D:, all right, //. Normally you only use one backslash when you, like if you're in the file browser, but in code or this particular coding language you need a double slash to indicate a folder change. So some // directory you want. All right, and you end it with a backslash. Now I want to create a new directory after that, after I've put it in there, the same name as my comp. So I can put, so I have a bunch of directories with the name of the comp. I don't have to type that. So, and all the footage for that comp goes inside this. So compName, all right, which is our variable up here. Otherwise we'd have to rewrite all that again, which we do not want to do. And then, so finish that out with another quote, double quotes, and inside there put 2 backslashes to indicate we're going to go inside that newly created comp folder based off our name of our comp. And then this is where we'll go ahead and put our file format. So we'll go compName, because I want my file name actually to be the name of the comp. Name, there we go, double quotation marks, go inside the double quotation marks, and this is where we set our file format. In my case it's dpx.dpx, and that should be it. Hopefully I spelled everything correctly. And then this is the big command to actually put it all together. A, basically the selected comp, look for the attribute in that selected comp called clip equals B. Okay, and that's it. Oops, I don't know why I did that. There we go. So it's telling, take the selected comp, look for the attribute of that selected comp, look for the name clip within that attribute, within that selected comp, and that's going to put in the letter, this B here, or this variable. All right, so some directory, comp name, and inside there the compName.dpx. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Literally that is it. It's 4 lines of code, but for me, I actually need to adjust the variables for my clip settings, or my saver settings. So if I grab a saver, I'll show you what I need to adjust, and make sure by default, if I call this, let's call this blah blah blah.dpx, actually 123.dpx. Way over here, I need to make sure this gets turned on. By default it is off, so I need to turn that on my renders. So under here I need to add another piece of code, and again this part's optional. A, so the current selected node, which would be my saver, DPX format, so access the DPX format attributes, look for the bypass conversion, which is what it's called, right? Conversion, yeah, equals 1. All right, why is it 1? Because it's a checkbox. Checkboxes are either 1 or 0, and I want it on, so therefore it is 1. 0 obviously being off. So that's it. That's my code. Providing I spelled everything correctly, got all my spaces. Now let's go ahead and go to a comp like this. It's called shuffle like node. All right, let's go ahead and grab a saver. Actually doesn't matter what's in here, just cancel this out. You know, link it up. Okay, make sure your saver is selected, which it is. And so we'll come up here and try to run our DPX saver, and hopefully everything worked. Hey, look at that. So now it's created the directory, or putting it in the directory with a folder called node like saver for me, and inside there, saver node or shuffle like node DPX. And if we come over here, that wasn't turned on. Why wasn't that turned on? Well, maybe we did something wrong with the code. Maybe did I spell something wrong? Did I spell something wrong? DPX format? No, that's spelled correctly. Dot bypass convert. Ah, there we go. I misspelled it. So, bypass conversion. All right. So let's go ahead and save this and rerun our script. And there we go. See, my bypass conversion got turned on. So there you have it. That's basically it for creating a saver script where you can reduce the human error. And I encourage you to look into all the different settings you can do. This one again was optional. All right, if you don't need that, if you're doing like a JPEG sequence or a movie file, there's other things you can do for outputting. So pretty much everything in any saver node that comes up, all right, all this stuff can be coded in some fashion or another. You just got to find the right syntax. And there are plenty of documents online on where to find that. But this is the basic concept of creating a saver script. Now, if you're a little more smarter, if you're smarter than me, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are, you would actually take all this information and put it into a nice little button. So that floated or maybe attached to something, you know, and you would just click it and it would do it for you. Or have it automatically find your saver node and do it. You could add more code to this and say, hey, look for the saver node and put this information in. But this is the basic information right here. This will get you started. Again, you just select it, run the script, and human error has been taken out. So hopefully that helped everyone. And if you have any questions, by all means, give me a holler at the comments below. Thank you and have a good night.